Eric, what am I looking at? What is this?
Well, Alonso, this is the EinScan Trak, our latest addition to the 3D scanner portfolio, which is a two-part system. You see here, it's the scanner in front of you and also the tracker right in the back here.
Oh man, am I sure this is not some type of Skynet product I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what it looks like to me. All right, guys, before we get started, just to let you know, here at Vision Miner, we have scanners from the hobbyist all the way up to the industrial. And not only that, but we also specialize in high temp 3D printing to go hand in hand with your 3D scanner to help elevate your business and make it grow. So let's get into detail. Who is this scanner for? I know you guys have a lot of scanners in your lineup, from your hobbyist scanners all the way up to your industrial. Where does this land? Where's the timeline with this? What is this?
Yeah, so the EinScan Trak is our prosumer level scanner that brings tracking systems, which are traditionally really expensive. We're talking upwards of $30K, $50K, even $100,000. From there to a $7,000 price point. And it has the capability to scan more complex parts and larger components like a car or larger machine without the use of markers. Okay. The reason for that is because it's a two-part system. So you can see that there are markers around the scanner here, and that is precisely why we don't need markers on the part, because we have the tracker back here looking at a large volume of space, and it's able to see the markers on the scanner and figure out where it is in the volume. And this unit here is able to capture measurement points of any physical part that is in the volume space that the tracker is recognizing.
Okay.
So when you have really more complex objects that have a lot of different surfaces, in order to capture those type of parts, usually we recommend having a marker setup, like a turntable with markers, marker pyramids that you provide,
right,
and just other accessories that would help the scanner figure out where it is in space, so that can track its location and also the object that's within the volume, the field of view.
Correct.
And this type of system is able to do all of that in a much larger volume of space and without markers on anything.
Okay.
Because the markers are around the scanner.
Okay.
So that's a very unique type of system that helps us capture complex, multifaceted parts, or scanning large components like an automobile, like a boat, like an airplane, anything that would, if you imagine, if we scan this type of parts, we would need a lot of markers on them. So with this, we don't need to put markers on the objects. We can scan with just the tracker and the scanner, and that's all we need.
Okay. So one thing I see here, guys, is this looks a lot like the FreeScan Trak Nova. We got the EinScan Trak, we got the FreeScan Trak Nova. Looks the same, but not quite. Can you kind of tell me a little bit what makes the difference between that one to this one?
Yeah, for sure. So the FreeScan Trak Nova is also a tracking type of system, which means it's a two-part scanning system. We have the tracker, and then we have the scanner. On the FreeScan Trak Nova, the tracker itself is a scanner that we can take off the tripod and scan a large surface, say 3 meters by 3 meters, in seconds. And that's really unique, where if we're scanning a really large machine, let's say like a mining truck or like a wind turbine, which can be 40 meters to 80 meters. That's just really big for all of you in America. That's we're going to be able to capture that quickly, say within 10 minutes. Now, in the EinScan Trak, the tracker is not a scanner. So we can only use the tracker as what it's intended for, tracking this scanner within a large volume of space.
Okay.
And I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to say the volume is going to be 5 meters, maybe 6 meters by 6 meters in volume. But it's small from the start, and it reaches larger once it's bigger, because the focus is wider the farther it gets. And so the FreeScan Trak Nova is unique in that it's able to have these two units be a scanner all at the same time. But this type of system is focusing on smaller components, not like still capable of doing like a car or like a drone.
So not so much those big heavy machinery, but a little bit smaller, still capable of doing it, but focus catered more on automobiles, right? Cars, maybe a transit van, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's bringing this type of tracking system to a more affordable price, where people will want to scan complex multifaceted parts or full vehicles without the use of markers.
Okay. Great. That's and that's what people have been asking for, and now they got it. So I'm looking at the scanner. Now, word around the town is that there's a detachable on here.
Yeah.
Can you point that out to the audience?
Right. So you can see that we can actually remove the handheld scanner here from this cage. So there is a latch here, which I can release. And then I can actually push this out so that you can use it just like you would use the EinStar rockets or like the EinScan Original.
Right.
Where it becomes a handheld scanner that does not work. You can put this away, and the tracker here also will not work with this one. The tracking is meant just to capture the markers on this. But if you're scanning, say, the interior of the car, after scanning the exterior car with the tracking system, you want to scan the interior of the car, and you're within a tighter space, you don't have much clearance to put this big guy into that area, then you can just use this smaller handheld form to capture within a cavity or a tighter space and scan in the same way that you would be scanning with the EinStar Rocket or EinScan Original, where you either scan based on feature alignments or with markers
laid out. Okay. On that topic, Eric, about getting a full scan outside, then maybe focusing inside of the interior, the dashboard, maybe the seats and whatnot, will you have to start a new project to do all of this, or can it be done within the same project window? The outside, detaching the scanner, and then continuing the inside. Will that have to be separate, or can it all be in one?
It can all be in one.
Oh, okay, nice.
So in the software, you actually see that you can switch between the track mode, which is using two systems, and then the scanner mode, which is just using this system. So if you're scanning the exterior of the car and you finish that, you can just switch to the scanner mode and start scanning the interior, and then combine the two together. Okay.
Another question that I'm sure will come up is, when you detach the scanner from the module here, from this here, will you lose any performance? Will it struggle? Will it be the same? What's going on there?
No. So in terms of performance, I think we're going to talk more about like reliability and efficiency. So this scanner has a place for the battery as well. And you'll see that on this guy, we have batteries placed here and here. So both systems are going to run, if it's just the scanner itself, that's going to run 2 to 3 hours. If it's on top of this one, this will run 5 to 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
So lots of battery time to capture the part of choice. And in terms of resolution, you're going to get the same resolution between using this standalone and if you plug it into here, because it is just the scanner that's capturing parts. So same resolution, same accuracy. The only difference is whether or not this guy is helping you or not. So if it's with the marker ball that you see here, we're going to be able to capture without markers for very complex, multifaceted, large components.
Right.
And if we just have this guy, then we do have to consider whether the object has enough geometry for the feature alignments.
Yep.
And if not, then we're going to have to scan with markers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, not bad. I'm liking the scanner more and more, especially for what it has to offer. Now, this to me, like you mentioned, does look awfully familiar to the EinScan Rocket, maybe even the EinStar 2, which you can always find at visionminer.com if you want to kind of dig in a little bit more. Kind of, you don't need this full system, but would like to know more about those. Look us up, and if you got any questions, feel free to call, shoot an email. Okay, so you touched a little bit on on the battery power, how long it's gonna last while you scan. You did mention about 2.5 to 3 hours with just the scanner by itself to about 5 hours with the scanner ball attached. Can you elaborate, kind of go a little bit deeper into that?
Yeah, so you'll see with this scanner, we can insert one battery in here. So that's gonna last 2 to 3 hours. On the marker ball and the tracker behind us, it's going to accept 2 batteries, which you'll see here. And that's gonna last 5 to 6 hours. And the cool thing about this is since it uses 2 batteries, we can actually just take one of these out and the scanner is still running. So you can, it's a real hot swap where you can basically take one out, put one back in.
Yep.
It's only using one at a time.
Okay.
So you can do the hot swap and keep charging other batteries and put them in. And if we look at the batteries here, you'll see that they look very similar to a camera battery, albeit this is a Shining specific design. So you will want to contact Vision Miner or Shining 3D if you want to purchase extra batteries.
And how many come in the unit already?
The unit comes with 4 batteries.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's really cool, man. This scanner is sounding better and better. Before we move on and we conclude this, where does this fall into the Shining 3D, I guess you might say, portfolio? I know you got the EinStar 2, you got the EinScan Rocket, the Rigel. What comes after the Rigel? Would you say it's the EinScan Trak?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we can talk about price points here. So EinStar 2, right, about 1K. EinStar Rockets around 2K. And then we have the EinScan Rigel, which ranges from 3.3 to 5K. And then we have the EinScan Trak, which is at 7K. So now you're looking at this like, oh, well, why would I get the EinScan Trak over the EinScan Rigel? The EinScan Rigel is wireless. It has a screen on top of it. EinScan Trak, I still need the laptop in order to scan. So why would I choose between the EinStar Rocket, Rigel, or the Trak? Well, the reason is because when you are scanning complex, multifaceted parts or larger components like a full car, a lot of people don't want to use markers.
Of course.
And we understand that. So with just a small investment, more than the EinScan Rigel, you can have this true capability of no markers for any size part, let's say down to a ring, full person, and even for a full vehicle as well. That said, we do have a lot of different ways to use markers, and markers are important to 3D scanning to improve on accuracy.
Correct. Accuracy.
To reduce volumetric error when we're scanning on a larger space. So I don't want to say that you don't need markers for everything. In the case of scanning like a full vehicle build, you don't need markers, but if you do use markers and you use it in the way that we provide, which you'll see in the later videos, you won't need many. You only need a few, say less than 10 markers to scan half the vehicle, and say less than 20 markers to scan a full vehicle.
Right. So markerless 3D scanning, that's where it's at. Well, Eric, I must say, you guys over there at Shining 3D really are outdoing yourselves. I mean, there's not a scanner that I haven't used personally that doesn't wow me. You know, like I like to say, a different scanner for a different job, all the way from the EinStar 2 hobbyist, all the way to, let's say, a FreeScan Trak Nova for metrology grade rated. But the fact that you guys are making these scanners affordable for what it is and really really putting it out there for the customers who don't need your metrology grade rated, but don't necessarily want a hobbyist scanner. You guys are right there in the middle with scanners like these. I guess you could say you guys are outshining the competition. Alrighty, guys, you heard it from Eric himself. If you're interested in this scanner and more, please reach out to visionminer.com, where we have a library of scanners offered by Shining 3D. We have videos as well. If you'd like a demo on any of our scanners we offer, you could always reach out to us via phone call or email. With that being said, Eric, we got a nice car back there to scan. You ready?
Let's go.
Alrighty, guys.